What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Holy Try Football Podcast with me, AY Kennedy from the beautiful state capital of the Commonwealth, the Blue State. I'm all messed up. Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg, what's up?
We are the only international college football podcast.
I
Stamped it.
don't know if Pat Mayo does college football, but he doesn't count. To my east.
Far East.
Far East movement.
To my east eventually, or west eventually. Or hell, at this rate, you can go north somehow. Can, what's up?
From the decidedly red state of the PRC over here. Very red. International. Is this the first time we've done international?
I think I did a couple from Canada actually.
Did you? Wow.
I think I did at least one from Canada, but that doesn't count.
Oh, Canada. Yes. We work hard to bring you college football coverage once a week.
I'm still waiting for like the connection to go out and like what's the logo over there again?
The sword and sickle? Oh no, the sickle and star. The sickle and star.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sure they're monitoring us right now. We're on their internet.
Well, hopefully we give them some good picks.
We'll keep it kosher. We'll keep it nothing too untoward here.
When would that happen? When would that ever happen?
That would never happen. Thank you for joining in, everybody, and excited for this one coming from the Far East. We've got a big week. It's a big week coming up.
We do.
But before we dive into that, I did want to rewind a little bit. I meant to text you guys also, but obviously I was in transit. Tough loss for AY, but we need to sprout back. We need to come back with the picture with the two X's on each of your faces.
Well, I would have numerous wounds once again.
Yeah, I have
4 X's on your face.
Yeah, we have X's. We have Charizard. We have that dumpster fire.
Turnover chain.
Yeah, what happened there? Just the long gauntlet of a million hard games in a row.
I think that definitely played a part, and I think just a bit overrated for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. I get it. It's 3, emotional night game ranked undefeated matchups in a row, but at some point you need to score more than 13 points before a garbage time touchdown.
Shouldn't have gone to Ireland.
You got to at least get to 20 points like through 3 quarters eventually at some point. I didn't think the defense even played that bad. I mean, 2 long runs, but still, I mean, the offense was just absolutely putrid. The O-line, rather overrated. I just couldn't get anything going. They were sluggish. They looked flat from the start. 7-7 at half. Notre Dame was winning 10-7 the third, and I'm thinking, okay. And then just gross. They're rotating guards, and the receivers don't get open. Hartman had a bad game, but he was under pressure. No one got open for him, and Esme was flat. Just everything just compounded into one night, and Louisville played a hell of a game. I don't think they're good. Like, sorry, Louisville, you're not good, but
yeah.
I mean, like,
Iowa's
not good. Like, Purdue's not good when they have these big upsets. The perfect storm sometimes.
Yeah.
And Louisville had their night, so good for them. I mean, I'm skipping way ahead, but how Notre Dame's a 3-point favorite this week is beyond me. I know.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with how bad.
I know SC's had their issues as well, so I'm intrigued to hear our thoughts on that. But I guess finishing up last week, I think it was just the third in a row and some overrated here, and Louisville that was awesome there. I mean, they escaped against NC State the week prior. Like, it's just the perfect storm. And look, I guess rather happen now than wait and get lose to Stanford end of the year. That would have been worse. But we'll see what happens this Saturday. I guess for those who are into bowl games, I suppose New Year's Six is on the table.
Not
At this point-
officially.
At this point, I'm just hoping
Yeah,
for
definitely not off the table. Come on.
No, I'm saying it's still on the table. Yeah. At this point, I'm just kind of hoping for a matchup with Ohio somewhere. I think that'd be fun.
Wow. That'd be something.
I'd be a fan of that.
That'd be a sick Jersey game. Oh man.
I'd probably buy all the T-shirts and just send them to you. So
If they played, then I feel like I'd have to go. As long as it's not in like El Paso.
even though you tried to ban them for JMU, and then they just burst back through the door.
Yeah, while I was up against it this week, JMU is still awesome. They did it again last week too. Whatever. Yeah. On to SC.
Yep. On to SC. But that would be a nice win. A top 10 win. Feather in the cap for Marcus.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, as far as it sucks that the season, like, when you have expectations of the playoff, the season's it's over in a sense. But still, there's big wins. There's recruiting matchups. There's just a lot, like SC, like screw them.
Exactly, it's rivalry time.
Just screw them. Caleb Williams and his stupid dad. I'm just sick. And last year, all that turnover luck cut out to him to Utah. This year, they're escaping. Just get it out of the way now. I'm tired of them. So yeah, fired up for SC. It's gonna be 50 and rainy and windy. Perfect.
That'll be good. That'll be good. Their defense is gross. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned preseason expectations. I know you had expected a good season and expected to really go into USC maybe undefeated, if not Clemson. They came in preseason, like 15 or something around there? Were there the expectation? I don't really remember. I know they got recalibrated very quickly after Hartman had that hot start.
It was like, I think it was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. There was top 15. I mean, I was definitely more. I was in maybe the 90th percentile of realistic fans. I feel like. I mean, if you go to the boards, they're thinking every year 13-0, whatever. But yeah, I did. I thought Hartman would. I thought it'd be a good year. I thought the offense would be better than this.
Right.
I don't know if it's
It
Hartman.
is disappointing.
Line, is it the receivers? Is it Parker? Is everything? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But one game, okay, I get it. 2 games, the back-to-back. 3rd game in a row. No, I need to see
the offense just looking ass, yeah.
Yeah, I need to see something in a 3-game stretch. So, if this isn't a get-right spot for an offense this week, I'm not sure what is.
Oh, yeah, with that defense. I think that's why a lot of people are all over it. I know people. I think most are betting on that. What is it, 2.5, 3?
We got 3 right now.
Yeah. What else was interesting? I mean, we talked about that USC game that was gross. They got out of there down 17-0 early, and then got out of there in overtime. Defense didn't look good, as usual. Caleb Williams didn't look the best, which is not usual. But yeah, I mean, it's you're getting that ugly weather. Hopefully, that'll slow them down a little more. Also, for if you're a Notre Dame fan, which I'm not. We'll get to that in a little bit. The big story coming out of last week was that Miami bungling. That was amazing to see.
Yeah, it was.
Cristobal, having done that before at Oregon, is also amazing.
That makes it even better somehow. But
yeah. I don't know. The only thing that can make sense to me is if he was, because I think the running back was at 99 yards and had come back from a season-ending injury or something like that, had never gotten 100 yards, so they want to get him one more yard. That's the only thing that can make sense to me. But apparently he does this. They haven't run any knees this year. They just keep running the ball. I don't know.
That's almost a fireable offense.
Almost. I mean, you can't fire somebody, especially someone like Cristobal, who you just brought in for a ton of money.
But if there was someone like whoever your favorite, like your
Jimbo. If Jimbo
Neil
did
Brown,
this,
someone who's like already kind of like flirting with it, that's just an excuse. Like, hey, like listen, let's just do it now.
this is it. Yeah.
That's one of those
But-
where you get left to the tarmac.
Oh man. Disgusting. Couldn't. You never see that. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'd love to see how many. Yeah.
I mean, he did fumble, which was crazy enough. But then the next play, that defender, he gets behind the defense so quickly.
He went down 75 yards in 26 seconds. Haynes King. Amazing. Amazing to see. Sorry, I said that was the headliner coming out of last week. The headliner was Red River, another classic in the rivalry. Red River shootout. I fully think coming out of there, Oklahoma might drop another one or two. They'll probably. I do think it'll be a rematch, and I would take Texas again in the title game. Are you guys on the same wavelength? Besides that last
I said about Texas before, it wasn't like this super satisfying result because I'm, it's just one of these sick and tired of picking them every year to get over. And they don't. They sometimes have miserable seasons when you think they're going to get over. So I can't say I'm that stunned that they've snatched victory from the snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
Right.
I feel like they're pretty evenly matched, if I'm being honest. So.
Yeah, I think I did see a look ahead line was 5.5 for the Big 12 title game if they met again. So just a 1 point difference. But I'd have to see where they're at later in the year. But I mean, having picked Oklahoma outright, nothing in that game surprised me. That's kind of what I thought it was going to be. Just Texas
had a lot of turnover. And a lot of turnover luck.
Remember what that first 6 minutes was insane.
Exactly. They had a ton of turnover luck at the beginning. Not that they didn't force them, but I think you have to think if they met again, Texas would clean that up a little bit, right? But Oklahoma made the plays. It's funny because he couldn't stop coming in. Oklahoma hasn't looked overly impressive. I think it's not like they dominated Texas by any means, but it's a good back and forth game. It's impressive that Oklahoma has improved this much, I guess, in our eyes since last year. And it was a good performance. Venables had to team up. They got embarrassed, absolutely embarrassed last year. So I was going to see them come back with some pride.
You
can do.
They go to Kansas. They're at Bedlam's away. Just look at their road games here. Home to UCF. Home to
they got an
Brown,
easy schedule. They got an easy schedule.
Do they get through back-to-back road games at Kansas, at Bedlam, unscathed?
That's the question.
That is the question.
There's no reason this team should not finish 12-0.
Maybe give them one.
Like this.
Well, will they be 12-1?
Although at BYU in the penultimate game.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to lose the game, and it's going to be hilarious.
They're dropping one. I think they're dropping one somewhere, yeah.
It's going to be funny.
They did it at their peak.
Oh, they're definitely dropping a game, yeah.
Maybe even Malzahn's office. We'll see.
Malzahn's office. Bring him in the office.
They do lose those weird home games, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and they haven't, like I said, they haven't looked overly impressive even this year. So I think they're definitely capable of one or two.
Sure.
But I do see a rematch coming in the title game. All right. Any other items of note from past Saturday? It's almost a full week away now. Or shall we dive in?
Just nice win by Wyo. Georgia finally looked good, and Bama staved off Jumbo.
Good on Bama. Some bad. If it wasn't for Mario,
That was what do we pick that game at?
2.
We picked it at
Let me check.
3, I think, or 2.5. 2.5, maybe. Why? I mean, it all
We
covered.
picked it at 2.
Oh, the Wyo.
That was a little bit
Wyo.
dirty. for them to not push there at the end, but
Yeah.
Bama probably would have returned the opening kickoff or the kickoff back or something like that.
Well, they had that terrible call on the block kick that they
Yeah.
returned. Terrible clock management as well from from the team. So
Anyway,
yeah, if it wasn't Mario, Jumbo would be the one getting all the heat for clock management. All right, shall we dive in?
divage.
A lot of good games here. I'm looking at divage. Where are we going first?
I guess we're starting with the game of the week now.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
this question was posed to me. Is this when's the last time a Pac-12 on Pac-12 game had this much hype? Not like a Notre Dame USC game or
2014. I saw. I'm okay, not hype, but the last time they had a top 8 matchup was 2014.
was that a Stanford Oregon game?
It was Oregon Arizona.
Oh, with what
Anu.
was that linebacker's name? Scooby. Was Scooby?
Scooby
Wright,
Scooby
Anu
Wright,
Solomon.
Anu Solomon.
Yeah.
Oregon won like
I mean-
51-13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
it
the
definitely
reason
wasn't
Arizona had beat them earlier the year.
Yeah, they had. I mean, obviously, this has a lot more hype than those ones. I went back. If you remember, yeah, I think we did end up settling on Stanford, Oregon, one of those games, but I don't think there's been. If you go back before that, I mean, the Pac-12 had a couple of years in the 07 season, I think, where there was like Cal was in the top 10, Arizona State was in the top 10, Oregon was in the top 10, and USC was in the top 10. So I think maybe that year could have been interesting, but yeah, I can't remember a Pacific game, Pac-12 game having this much hype, which is exciting to see in their swan song. How do you guys see this shaking out?
Well, I'm biased for one in
You
both
are.
directions. I have a negative Bo Nix bias and an incredibly positive DeBoer Penix bias.
Do you go against your gut?
No, can't do it. Will not do it. But I think objectively, I think it'll be great. I'm glad this is going to have some time to simmer in case they do it again, especially if USC keeps doing stupid things throughout the course of the season. Yeah, I would go. I mean, you got to go high scoring. That game last year was a ping pong match. I go like 41-34. That might be too low, but something around there.
I think there's to be some score in there.
Washington
Washington,
1 for 7 on
Washington
third down, fourth down.
you do hate him. You've got bias there as well.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
I like Oregon's defense here a lot. It's interesting, but the offensive line for Washington is pretty good. I think it'll be a good matchup. I think it'll be a little lower scoring than people think, as in like 31-28. But I think eventually Penix is going to have a game-winning drive. They'll be stifled for some of the game, not a lot of it, but it won't be a Penn State Rutgers classic. But I do think there'll be some good defense played here. I think there'll be like a last-minute drive here for Washington to go down. And I mean, is it terrible if I pick the push here since it's 3?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah, okay, so I will go with the cover here then at home. We'll go with the cover here at home. The last-minute drive, 35-31.
Can going for the intentional push.
Yeah.
Deliver a push pick. But now, yeah, I think it's going to be a good one based on how last year's classic went, and looking forward to it.
Look, this is the 3rd straight week for me. I'm just going to keep playing what's right for me. Yeah, I'm a Pac-12 home game.
Yep.
Spread around 3. I'm locking up Washington.
Whoa.
I feel good about it.
The lock of the week.
I feel good about it opening up here with the lock.
Blockage.
A few reasons. Look, I think Oregon's defense, like Cam was saying, could be pretty good here. And Arizona might have showed a little bit last week on what to do with Washington. And on the other side, Washington's defense, not great, but road Bo Nix is a little different. I think we're getting a great number here with Oregon's stompage of Colorado and escapage of Texas Tech. I think sitting on 3 here is fair. Yes, Washington's looked like world beaters at times this year. Haven't played much. I get that. But them at home, Penix at home. He's one loss at home ever. It's with Indiana. Still, only one loss at home. Again, Bo Nix on the road. Washington's receiver trio is like rivals the Hawaii trio.
That's the big
thousands.
Yeah. Ashton Lee.
It's just I think there's a lot here with and I'm a big fan of DeBoer and the OC there. I can't think of his name now, but Gherkin. No, I can't think of it. But
it's Will Stein, isn't it?
Maybe. I know he interviewed. He was the guy that when he said no, Bama looked for Tommy Rees. That's all I remember.
The random late 2000s, early 2010s quarterbacks that are now offensive coordinators is tripping me out. Like Willie Korn is an offensive coordinator somewhere or something like that. You're talking about the Washington, right?
Washington's OC, yeah.
I know you could have that wrong.
He turned it down. But, so yeah, I'm going to Washington. I did home field advantage.
Oh, Ryan Grubb. Where is Will Stein? He might be at Oregon. Yeah, he's the Oregon head coach, or OC. So, former Louisville great.
All right, moving on to SEC.
Moving on.
A&M, Tennessee. Tennessee only laying 3 here. A little odd. I can't figure out this Tennessee team at all. I still don't think Joe Milton's good, but.
Well, they're not a passing team like they were last year. Everybody's going to think they're like high flying. They aren't. They look to run the ball some here, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't figured out Tennessee either this year. I don't think they're that good. I think I like Texas A&M's ability to stop them in that run game, but the question is, and they are susceptible. You saw Joe Milroe go through there, huge chunk plays. Burton, we didn't talk about that really much, aside from the headline, but he had game of his life. It was incredible. I like Texas A&M here. I think bounce back Jimbo. Fight. I mean, I wouldn't say fighting for his life necessarily, but he needs a bounce back after last week's deflating loss. I think they'll have it this year, this week. I think Tennessee, even if they're at home, they're coming off a bye. They're thinking, we got this in the bag. They're coming in. They're down. And you're going to have Texas A&M really fight, claw. I like them here to I like them to win here by like 2. On like I don't know. I think it'll be like I don't want to say a safety, but by a safety, the win by a safety, but somehow it'll come out to 2. Gross game, 21-19 or something like
that. I'm just gonna be simple here. I think A&M maybe just flat, a little drained. And Tennessee gets 1 more here by 4.
Yeah, what AY said, and I'm wearing orange today, so that was my decider. Because I don't know how to – this one's a tough one to pick. That is for sure.
Nice
one. K-State, Texas Tech laying 1.5. I like this K-State team, but I think this is
defending champs K-State.
Defending champs, K-State off the mat. We didn't talk about that one. Gundy getting off the mat.
Oh God, yeah.
Putting one on the climbing with climbing.
If you don't play 3 quarterbacks in the same game, it might work out.
injecting some life back into my over 6.5 on the season for him. He's got another big one here this week against the other Sunflower State team. But this one, I like Kansas State here. They got to get back off the mat again. Texas Tech, they've looked good in weeks in the last couple of weeks. Another nice victory, albeit over a struggling Baylor team in Aranda. I like Kansas State here to win here on the road. I think somehow they'll pull it out, and they need it. They're reeling right now after that loss to Oklahoma State. So I'll take them to win here in Lubbock.
I'm with Ken on the buy low, sell high spot. I believe Texas Tech spanked my Big 12 champion Baylor Bears. I'm going to keep making fun of myself.
They did.
And yeah, buy low, sell high. Sometimes it is. Hopefully, in this case, it is that simple.
Yeah.
I'm going Texas Tech. Kind of used it earlier with the Oregon. Kind of thought they should have beat them. I think I had Texas Tech in my Big 12 title game against K-State, so this is weird. But things get weird in Lubbock, so I'll lean there and give me the Red Raiders. Shuck needs it. He needs his draft stock to get back up because it has not. It's not been good.
Has not been good.
Is he back?
He is back. He was there. I think he was playing last game.
No, he didn't. They had some Corbin Burnson, which is not actually his name. But
really?
Corbin Burnson was the actor for Major League. It's something along those lines, though.
All right. We got the Miami coming off that hellacious loss against Georgia Tech. Listen, if they were playing some fraudulent team that was like undefeated, some fraudulent ACC team like a Syracuse at I think a lot of people will be all over this. I happen to actually think Carolina is good. Drake May is good. His stats aren't amazing, right? He's got, but they can run the ball. Marion Hampton is good. The defense has, continued to surprise everyone. It's not like they're dominating, but they're halfway decent, which is a full step up, not a half step up for Mac. And so I would want Miami here in a bounce back spot, but I happen to not actually be that bought in on Miami either. So I like them to lose here by at least a touchdown, if not 10 points against North Carolina at home. And Carolina's got some good momentum here. I like them a lot, actually. I've got them as the other team with Florida State, I think, in the title game. If they can make it through that tiebreaker with all the undefeated teams.
Yeah, I am going to have the U getting up off the mat here. I don't really know why. It's you can't call Carolina like a luck runs out team or anything. It's just this is a gut pick, which is the opposite. Like if there's one thing Miami football has lacked for quite some time, it's guts.
It's guts.
So, ironically, I am expecting them to
go with your guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized here I'm just taking all these short home favorites because I don't believe in bounce backs for these road teams. I feel like I usually like bounce backs, but apparently not this week. I'm going Carolina. I think this team could be one of those that is like 9-0 late, but paper tiger-ish as far as proper playoff contender. So sure, let them hang around a week longer. Carolina by 7 or 8 or 10 or 11.
All right.
Here's a game.
This is the least confident I've been picking Wild because of this line.
This line is gross. I don't get it at all. Wild Air Force. Air Force laying 10.5. They didn't cover 10.5 against Sam Houston State, but they're going to do it against Wild.
Stinky.
Yep, big time.
You're going to take the cheese.
Is anyone going to – oh, I am for sure. But is anyone else going to dare take the Ass Force?
Not me. I'm taking Wyo.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of possessions. 10.5 points. I mean, I'm taking the points. Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
This
all right,
line,
making sure, just making sure.
this line doesn't make any
I would
sense.
have ended the podcast.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense.
They are. I mean, it's one of those,
They're not at home.
The service academies, Ask Forces had the highest floor over the longest time. Don't see them with many 1, 2, 3, even 4-win seasons. And this is particularly a good. I was going to say it's particularly a good. I watched. They played Josie State late a few weeks ago, I think, and they had it humming. And they barely throw the ball this year. And by barely, I'm saying that knowing they, in general, barely throw the ball. Barley throw the ball. What's this guy have? 19 passing attempts in 5 games. There you go.
Jeez. Moving on. Missouri, Kentucky. Missouri.
You love Kentucky now, or what's the deal here?
I don't know. Missouri rough last week. Should have covered.
Yeah.
Should have won probably.
Yeah, that was a bullshit cover.
Kentucky never had a chance.
Never had a chance.
So makes sense. Kentucky's laying 2.5 here. Can the drink get it done?
I say no.
I say no. I'm back in Stoops here.
Stoops.
All on
Sounds good
Stoops.
defense. I'll go Stoops. Yeah, I'll go Stoops here. I got no feeling for this game though.
This next one, talk about not having a feeling. UCLA, Oregon State. Oregon State laying 3.5.
Does UCLA play defense? That's the question.
I think, yeah, they played good the last 2 games. The Utah game.
Danton Lynn's been shouted out a couple of times now. Former Penn State cornerback.
They played
the
D against
defense
Utah,
there.
and then even last week, they gave a touchdown was a pick 6.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
the answer's been as
And the,
resounding.
the
Yes,
Utah, and the Utah one was a pick 6 also.
So yeah, they play some good DJ can throw a little can throw some. I'm gonna go HP here.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. I was thinking
Yeah.
HP also.
I'm going
A
HP.
3-point win for them. I'll go 31-28. What I wanted to use for the Washington Oregon game.
I'm going Bruins. I'm still just disgusted by that, even though it was to the benefit of our locks. I'm still bitter about.
So you're going against the Bruins, or you're going Bruins?
I'm going Bruins. I'm still bitter
So
about
we're all on Bruins.
that. What's his name? Ass Rising didn't play a couple weeks ago, and thus my frustration spilled over
The
to
rising
watching
ass. Land of the rising ass.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so you guys are on. Oh, we're all taking UCLA technically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
HP.
I'm going 13-12 Oregon State.
All right.
Wow.
I think DJ's 3 picks. Moore has 3 picks. It's just a gross game.
All right.
Oh, not a gross game. Circling back to my lock earlier, as I was saying, Oregon covered every game so far this year. I'm not going to keep that going much longer. Another team that's covered every game this year is our next game, Penn State.
Yes.
Yeah. Penn State, as has been documented a lot here, James Franklin in the last 27 games as a favorite has gone 24-3-1 or something like that against the spread. He knows the number, obviously. He knows what the boosters are doing in their free time. And
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
yeah. Listen, I don't think he'll do it this time. I think the rain is going to be gross.
Puma-chan.
It's going to be – what's that?
I said Puma-chan.
Yeah, the Fuma-chan, Tyson. Yeah, it's going to be gross weather up there, drizzly, 40, 50-degree weather. 3:30 homecoming game. I don't think too many people will be up for it, despite the occasion. So I'll go Penn State to win here. Listen, we talked about it ad nauseum. I don't need to rehash it. Penn State coming out of bye week. Maybe they did something about explosive plays. If you guys saw the press conference this week, James Franklin kind of being as nice as possible, but still laying into Corey Geiger about just throwing it deep. You know, as a fan, you wish they would.
Oh, is that what he? Okay, yeah. I saw like a text from the quote. I was wondering because whoever quote tweeted and said, "Well, we did kind of win a Big Ten championship that way."
Yeah, it's true. They did. But if you remember those years, a lot of big plays in 2016, 2017. What was the complaint? When it mattered most, when you had to salt the game away with 4 minutes to go against Ohio State, you couldn't run the ball. You couldn't get the first down. You couldn't play the football needed to get 10 yards because you were too reliant on getting 60. Right? And it's funny now. They've gone to the whole other. What's that?
It's a complete about face from that team.
Exactly. It's the complete opposite now. One play of over 40 yards this season. Maybe they can do it this game against UMass. I certainly thought they could do it against Delaware and against Northwestern. And it didn't happen. So we shall see. Maybe they'll get a big run. I don't know. There was a comment made about this past week in media availabilities about running backs and not being natural and naturally using their gifts or whatnot. I think that was kind of an allusion to it. Nick Singleton, who maybe being a little too maybe a little too analytical when he's trying to pick the right hole to go through and not wanting to make mistakes. You hope that with that change. And possibly you wouldn't think a number 2 receiver would be this big of an impact, but I feel like Penn State has really missed Trey Wallace, who's been out since basically the Illinois game. He warmed up but didn't play for the Illinois game, and he's done that every game. It sounded like he was close to a full go for Northwestern. Then he retweaked whatever he has going on, and they held him out again. But hopefully the last couple of weeks he'll be able to get in there, maybe get a couple of runs in. Get a little bit of run in against UMass. They pull him out and he rests another week, and he's a full go for Ohio State because they'll definitely need him. But, Penn State staff has been they've been 1-0 on UMass, but I think behind the curtain they have not been. And the last 3 weeks, they've been looking at Ohio State.
You think so? They could run 26 power every single play this week and be fine.
Maybe. You thought that against Delaware, too.
If I'm Penn State, I would probably just put like grad assistance on UMass this week. That's it.
Yeah, that might have been what's happening. And you'll see them win. So yeah, for that reason, I definitely think they'll win by 24 points.
I'm with Ken that Penn State does get the victory though.
I'm going to agree with Ken here. I'm going to say Penn State doesn't cover. I'm going to say Jimmy sent out the bat signal to his feeders and said, "Hey, listen, this isn't the week."
Yep. They'll don't bet it. Don't bet it.
Yeah, I'm serious. I really think he's
telling the boosters, don't do it. Don't do it.
I really think he's that upfront, honest, and says, "Hey guys, no,
don't do it. 41.5 too much."
He's like, "No, save it for next week."
So in the last 28, he will be 23-4-1. 23-4-1. There you go.
But yeah, I mean UMass is ass, but they're really bad.
UMass. They were hanging with Toledo this past week.
Another bad team.
Baron Morton is the name of the Texas Tech quarterback that played last week.
That's a good name. That's a good name. All right. The Ville. This is down to 7.5. Was it? It was at like 10.5 earlier.
Was it around 10? Yeah, whatever. I saw that. I didn't think that was a tad too high. Is 7?
Was it because of the vase? Did it come down because of the vase?
Hey, can't spot the lie. 1 second. Filibuster for 10 seconds. I got to blow my nose.
Oh, okay.
I'll go first here while Dan's being quiet. This is easy. I got Pitt on the field.
Oh, like it.
Louisville, easy.
The question is, I mean, this is the most charged the super weapon has been for a good 5 seasons, I would say.
Right.
Really, since it hasn't been poised to strike this much since the Clemson game in the ACC championship game. Do you blow a discharge on this one, or how hilarious it would be if it were like a 1 or 2 win Pitt team beat Florida State, who was undefeated at the time?
We
That's
don't
the
want
question you have to ask yourself.
We do not.
I will say, if I had my choice for America, so they don't have to experience another TCU nonsensical season, it would be this weekend. I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, yeah, you can't allude to the vases. I don't know. There was bad reporting, apparently. I was so upset.
Carl still carrying water.
I was so upset that I took 7 minutes to read about what the heck was going on. I am so upset with myself. But whatever that is, and then you got Veer
starting. Yep.
Did you hear about that? The dad pronounces their last name different than the son. However the hell that's possible.
What the hell kind of freaking Canadian shit is this?
I know, Ken. I don't know. Rather, I don't know. This is, and Ken already alluded to the miserable weather that awaits in State College. It will be similar in Pittsburgh. I did think to myself when I saw the forecast, it's like, when I proclaim to be rearranging my sports fandom priorities in light of, many changes in the college football landscape, is it coincidental that Pitt could have their worst season in 25 seasons and I'm going to just sit in miserable weather and watch Pitt lose by 2 or 3 touchdowns to Louisville, and then with the Florida State game, which I will not be at because my cousin's getting married that day, is that when, in fact, the super weapon will discharge? It's puzzling.
You don't want the premature discharge.
It's something to look at. Yeah, it's something to look into. But no, I will go with a dead 7-point win for the Louisville Cardinals. They muck it up enough because I can't tell what they're like. Are they good on defense? No, not really. Are they good on offense? No, not really. Dare I say it resembles the Pittsburgh Steelers bottom 4 total offense and total defense that one Chris Stokish keeps pointing out every 5 seconds. That I get thank you in my for you. Thank you, Elon Musk. I get to see it, those tweets. I will go like 24-17. The Ville. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Ville rides the Lightning. So be it. Pitt turns the ball over 5 times because they're doing stupid stuff like they have done already.
No, I'm seeing the exact same shit you guys are. NC State game reincarnated here for the Ville. So last second win, like 17-16 or some gross game.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you heard, Dan. I picked when you were in the restroom.
I did. You picked Pitt, right?
Yeah, this is just. If I know I lock up Washington, I would lock up Pitt here. Come on. This is.
It is pretty obvious. Hence the 3-point drop in line.
Yeah, this is just.
Can't mention.
Like, are we like? Come on, it's Jack Plummer.
It is a tap in.
It's Jack Plummer. What are we doing?
Jack to the pits. Jack the snack.
We're not. Let's not overthink this. This is a layup.
I was trying to think another game it would potentially remind me of is when in 2012, I believe there was a 8-2 Gers team that came calling to Heinz Field, and they got the business from a 4-6 Pitt team. I want to say.
Which year was that?
2012.
That was after Stoll?
Yeah, and after Tina's senior year. That was the year they took Notre Dame to triple overtime. Yet still only won 6-6.
I see.
Or was it 4 overtimes that game? I can't remember.
But that was the year before Savage.
It was a double overtime. There's so much Pitt Notre Dame nonsense.
That one was 3.
3, okay. And then Pitt beat them in triple overtime. Or was that Pitt beat them in 4 overtimes? I can't remember.
I thought it was 2.
In 2008, yeah, whatever it was.
The Stephon Tua game.
Oh no, that was a different game.
That was like
that was also the
2013.
Ray Vinipal game.
Oh yeah.
Vinipal.
Vinipal had 2. I think he had 2 or 3 maybe like 2 interceptions and a fumble. No, that was the year after they went to overtime. Pitt beat him. That was with Macho Man Tommy Savage.
Savage.
We'll see. I don't foresee any classics, but I guess maybe that's part of it.
You never see him coming.
Notre Dame series this year.
Speaking of classics, classic rivalry here. The Jewel
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Donna Shillelagh.
Donna Shillelagh, yes.
Anyway, take it away.
Look, I think it's simple here. Notre Dame's favored by 3. That tells you what you need to know here. USC's been playing with fire all year. Notre Dame's been in the spotlight all year. USC's been after dark all year. A lot of people aren't seeing their deficiencies. I mean, it's obvious. Defense is so bad. Caleb Williams, escapability is tremendous, but it comes to an end this week. I'm just so sick of him. I'm sick of his dad more. Whenever dads get involved, and I feel like I would have really hated the Eli Manning saga if I just don't remember that as much. What was that, 04?
That was 04.
Yeah, I was 13. I didn't care then.
You know, as a Gents fan, which I'm not, I'm happy to win. I guess.
I feel like that's what pissed me off. Lonzo Ball's dad pissed me off. Dad's just get in the way. Shut up, Caleb Williams. I hope just Howard Cross just eats him. I don't know how Notre Dame's going to score. I know USC's defense is so bad, but Notre Dame doesn't have any receivers that can't get open. They can't really run the ball. Maybe Love and Payne just take over. Just let the youth movement, let the speed take over. USC can't tackle. It can't really do anything. And then on defense, just get after it. As bad as last week was, it's midterm week after all these primetime games. Just, I don't know, somehow channel up for 1 week with a bye looming. One more time, or actually not one more time. Maybe since Ohio State they actually get up, because Duke and Louisville, they didn't really get up. They kind of just were there. So get up for this one. Bad weather. Notre Dame wins. They score, but not a lot. Maybe they get a defensive score. I don't know. 30 with help from the defense. 30 to 23, but that's a late 20. It's a late 23.
Let's say 24, 30, 24.
It's a it's not. It's a 10-point game most of the second half. You're saying what, 30-24? As you're right, Ken.
I'm excited about this game. Is it what else is in the night slot here? Is this going to be what I'm watching for breakfast?
That's right. Auburn, LSU, Miami, UNC.
Nope.
Missouri, Kentucky, UCLA, Oregon State's on Fox.
Yeah, Beavs and Bruins.
Maybe, but all right. So I'll be on the NBC app. It looks like for the most part. I don't know. Everything in my fiber is telling me to take Notre Dame here. But how much will do they have left? It's so disheartening. You got to get up for a rivalry game here. But I don't know. USC's look so gross. I feel like their defense, obviously it's not good, but I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like Notre Dame, their offense obviously hasn't been good either. And I think USC's defense, they've been getting pummeled in the media, on the internet for so long that they may come out here and try to force a couple things. I think they'll play with the hair on fire. They got some pride.
They did
It's
in this
not-
spot last year.
Was that? Yeah.
Their defense played. They gave up like 27, but the first half, Notre Dame really couldn't do much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take some late game Caleb heroics here, and I'm gonna take a victory. I think it'll be a classic. I'm gonna go with like a 20. No, that's too low score. I'll go with like a 33-31 game. Something weird happens there at the end for the victory, and USC to pull it out on the road in the rain.
Did you take hedging P with Pitt or Louisville?
No, I did not. I took Pitt. Oh, I did take Hitchin P with Pitt. Yeah, I took Pitt like to lose by like 1 or 2.
That's right, 17-16. It's coming back.
Yeah, 17-16.
You in a spaceship right now?
I'm in a spaceship now. Can you hear all the pound? There's somebody pounding a handle. The washing machine's about to freaking fall off the roof here. It's shaking so much.
All right, let's finish up with some locks here.
Yeah.
I'm on Washington -3.
I am going to take the MJ Morris-led NC State Wolfpack. The Astrong has been benched.
Oh yeah.
It was actually benched last week, but I am taking them over Duke, and we don't know what the deal is with Lenhard. Nice catch there.
Is what's his
Doubles him up.
Is Neil trying to blow all his goodwill here?
Dave's pissed.
I'm gonna take. I'm yelling here.
Oh, West Virginia you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I would take Kansas State here to win.
Great
you're,
catch. Great
You're
catch.
you're 20 seconds ahead of me.
Sorry.
No,
Well,
all
it's
good.
good at least.
I was like, what? It's like what? No, all good. Who are you taking? K-State.
Yeah, I'm taking my cats. I'm taking my cats.
What was the we got Washington -3. And K-State plus 1.5 for Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Yes.
NBA right around the corner, NHL in season. Penguinos, old Penguins.
The Queen's ass.
Queens S lost a puzzling game the other night. We'll call it.
So I think I've got the movies on tap this afternoon. Should I go for a Chinese film that's very popular right now in the country, or should I go for Oppenheimer?
Everywhere at once.
Not that one.
What's this Chinese movie?
I don't know. My cousin showed it to me yesterday. I said, "All right, sounds interesting." He said every big Chinese star is in it, so I said, "All right, let's go."
Oh yeah, I would do that one then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, you can see,
Anyway,
it's fine.
If you watch, I think so. If you watch that Chinese movie, you'll understand the whole thing, right?
no, I wouldn't. They don't have subtitles. He says there's subtitles in everything. There's subtitles.
Oh, all right.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I'll understand more than when I watch a Korean film or something like that, or a Japanese film. But
Squid Games.
I will need the subs. Yeah, Squid Games. Exactly.
Was Squid Games Japanese?
No, it was Korean.
Korean.
Parasite, Korean. Minari, Korean.
I'm noticing a trend here. The Korean
Minari.
bias.
Minari was so good too.
Yeah. Sure.
Korea is on the podium of my foreign film.
It's really a cultural moment. Friends of the pod have definitely taken pride. They take pride in it.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. So, just in case Canada's obligations there with spaceships. And
Right,
Stay warm over there,
any more
guys.
Diving double plays for the Braves.
for me, AY from Eagle State Capital Blue State, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, Danburg to my west,
Good night, all.
and Can to my far east.
Stay warm. I think we've got another international episode coming next week. Big week. I mean,
God
I-
willing,
I'm
God
gonna
willing,
need
or
Alex to get probably 15 minutes to talk about a game next week. A game.
We can
look at this.
we can start with it.
Okay.
Good deal. Thanks for listening. Check us out next week. Enjoy this week. In the meantime, have a good one.